It's a great honor and pleasure to be on this platform, which is OG Conversations on Success. It's such an honor and pleasure to be on this call right after this wonderful Unite North America event that just finished in Orlando, Florida. For me, it's a great honor and privilege. Sorry for the delay, but we are live and we're so excited that we get to be with you today to share everything we've learned with Organo, everything that's happened. It basically is so exciting, everything that's been happening in Organo, and seriously, it's one of the best events that we've had in the company. Everyone is fired up. It's feel like, something that we started. If you are not fired up after this event, Mr. Powell Kowa said, then you are wood. You have been wet like wood, because it just was another level, a lot of excitement, but a lot of information and a wonderful new direction of the company. We got to see it, we got to live it, and that's what it's all about. So for me, it's a great honor and privilege to be on this call right after such a powerful event and to serve you and to try to transmit with you everything we've learned at this event, and hopefully you can feel the energy, hopefully you can capture the vision, and then you can apply it so that your business goes to the next level. It's so exciting, the power of events. We've been talking about it over and over again. Events change your mindset. They change your way of seeing things. It helps you change your shift, a paradigm shift, and that's what it was all about in Unite. It was about transformation. It was about seeing how you can really become the best version of yourself so that you can maximize all the newness that is with Organo, all the new opportunities, all the new incentives, all the new products and services, the new leadership, all of that. You need to capture that. But before you capture that, one of the things that we kept hearing over and over again is A, we have to embrace ourselves, and B, we have to change our mindset. Because sometimes when you have old thinking or you have an old way of seeing things, it's impossible for you to embrace the future. And we kept hearing it over and over and over and over again. And that was so powerful of that. I just felt the vibrancy. I felt the energy with the new stories, and that the future is powerful, right? And you saw people from all over North America. It was Canada, the United States. All of us were together, and I'm going to make sure I have a bottle of water because I've been screaming and dancing and enjoying so much that, you know what, I lost my voice. So let me get some water next to me just to make sure that you can feel me. If you're hearing me, start sending me emojis if you're on Facebook Live. Connect your team, because I'm going to do my best along with some wonderful panelists who are going to try to capture what this weekend is about. But if you can see in that picture, it was full house. This event was full of energy from all over. Even though it was a North America event, we had people from Europe. We had diamonds from Europe. We had diamonds from Asia. We had guests from all over. We had people from Mexico who joined us. And that's the power of Organo. And you can see this in the picture. But what I loved, I loved everything, to be honest. I love the new vision and the new core values that Organo is about. The vision is to create an ecosystem. It's to create an ecosystem that has an environment that everyone wants to be a part of. And what does that mean? An ecosystem is it's a system that allows you to flourish. So if you think about it from an abstract way, is a system where life comes to life, right? Is where you can really flourish. So if you think about it like a pond, like an ocean, all of these things working together to produce life. And in this ecosystem where you see a lot of different parts moving together, you create life, you have an environment. And this environment is what allows I'm putting my phone on mute because just to make sure that you don't hear anything, is what causes for the life to flourish or to die. But Organo is moving to a system where everyone wants to be a part of, everyone wants to grow, everyone wants to be live, and it's a huge ecosystem. So before we were a pond, a small contained, if you think about a pond, there's not a lot of creatures, but we're moving into an ocean, like Mr. Paul Caldwell talked about. An ocean of opportunities is huge, with so many different parts, and where so many different people can come together to live. Isn't that exciting? Isn't that wonderful? And that's what we took away. We're moving into a system that has 3 main core values. And those core values is honesty, integrity, transparency. Wouldn't you want to be a part of a company that is honest, that has integrity, it keeps its word? Honest is that they tell the truth. Integrity is that they commit to saying and doing what they say they were going to do. And transparency is that they're open about their processes and their decision making. And if you put that word together, it means hit. And that's what Organo is becoming, a hit of opportunities, a hit of success. And we are part of that. And we've moved from distributors to becoming distribution partners. Isn't that wonderful? That we're no longer just a distributor, we're partners in this system of creating life and sharing this beautiful opportunity of health and wealth in different ways. And that's what we kept hearing, sharing, becoming our best version of ourselves. Because when we become our best versions of ourselves, we can inspire others by sharing. We share our testimony, our transformation, our success, and that success is then shared with others, and they want to be part of it because they see this environment that is honest, that there's integrity, and that there's transparency, and that anyone can win if they have belief and if they have the ability to take action and to be congruent to what they say and what they do. Isn't that wonderful? I got excited because anyone can win in Organo, and we kept seeing that over and over and over again. What I love is that it's fusing, integrating the past with the future. We have a new leadership, our CEO, chairman, Mr. Paul Caldwell, who's bringing a new way of doing things. He's bringing this, letting us think, and he brought information about direct selling, seeing this business as a business, and that we're critical to the success of the company. They're doing everything for us to be successful. We just have to decide to take action. That's it. We had guest speakers who really put into perspective what our leadership is all about. We also have our wonderful founder who is there reminding of the beautiful rich past that we have, reminding us that Organo continues to evolve to meet our needs, and to not only to meet our needs, but to meet the needs of the future generations, and to leave a legacy, because that's what Organo is. It's creating a legacy of opportunities. Wow, isn't that amazing? Amazing. And that's the energy that we saw. We saw the past, we saw the future fused together to bring us the opportunity that we have in our hands. And that's why Organo is now purposely unordinary. Wow. What does that mean? That it has a purpose, that it has a mission, but it's not typical. It's not traditional. It's not the way we usually think. It's unconventional. It's out of the box. And that's what makes us unique, because one of the things that kept being resonated over and over again is that it's perfectly imperfect. Embracing the change, embracing all the parts that are part of this company. But together, we are perfect. Together, we are perfectly imperfect. Isn't that wonderful? That's what Organo is all about. We're on purpose. We have a mission. We have an intention. But the way we do it is not traditional. It's unconventional. And that's what makes us unique. Now, Organo is founded in 2008. We created such a sensation just with beverages. $100 billion industry. But we took advantage of this opportunity. Coffee is the third largest commodity in the world, third largest traded commodity, sells to hundreds of millions of people through 2019. But we Organo understand that we are bigger than this. We're bigger than just one industry. We're bigger than just one solution. We're going to capitalize on different industries so that our ecosystem can bring life. Okay, when we think of ecosystem, remember it's the system of things working together to create an environment that people are attracted to, that they want to be a part of. And it means that different areas are working together to offer a solution. And that's why last year we got incorporated into the beauty and cosmetic industry, which is a $140 billion industry. Isn't that wonderful? And that's why we saw the BU, which was phenomenal. I was so honored to be on stage to learn from Ms. Bonita Bonds. What is the beauty of our product, the simplicity, but the power behind it. Then it's natural. No bee is harming in the process. It smells amazing. It's easy. It's a simple, easy step, right? And then we have health and wellness, which we took advantage of back in 2016, but we're really going to another level with the packaging, with the testimonies, and that's why we're going to be hearing about it. We kept hearing over 11,000 pounds were lost with our OGX product since its conception in 2016. But this industry by itself moves $679 billion, $679 billion. And that's why Organo is taking advantage and capitalizing on this industry. We also just entered another industry, which is in the works. It's okay. Someone's telling me that they can't hear me. Okay, there we go. There we go. I think we are live on OG Academy. If someone can tell me that if they can't hear me, please let me know. Hopefully you can, but because I'm really excited, so I hope that you can hear me. Okay, so the remittance is powerful. Because this industry, we are taking advantage of that industry very, very powerfully by joining. Organo basically created its own platform of exchanging and sending money through Organo. Basically, you receive your payments through Organo and the OG portal, and you can send money to anywhere around the world instantaneously, and you can exchange your currency right there. You get paid in dollars, you can go into OG portal and change it. And immediately that currency is reflective of whatever you chose to change your currency to. If you ever have send money, or if you ever travel, you know that you lose a lot of money in exchange rate or exchanging money. But can you imagine now we're part of that? We're also going to be bringing a prepaid card where you're going to be able to offer that to your friends, and we're going to get a percentage of that. You're going to get points by using your OG Pay. When you use the Visa card, we're going to have a virtual Visa card or a physical Visa card, and that's in the works. And we are going to be part of that industry because remittances is something that is huge. And perhaps if you don't know about that, don't be worried. Don't worry. You may not understand all these verticals, but what you need to know is that you are part of it. And that if you start, you say, I don't know exactly how it's going to work, but I do know that it's going to work for me. Because someone that you know may want to take advantage of that industry. And the last industry that we just announced that we're going to be part of is the travel industry. And I am excited for this because I love to travel, those of you who know me. But you know what? It's not about me. It's about how many people can we help save money traveling. And this is an $8 trillion industry. And we have just partnered with one of the greatest sources of travel industry partners. They used to partner with Wyndham. They have a plethora of discounts available to us, and that's why Organo has its own industry, or its new vertical, a new service, which is Travala. It's a luxury travel lifestyle by Organa. Isn't that exciting? I want to hear you guys say it to understand the magnitude of all this. OG Pay. Wonderful. If you were not here, and if you probably, it's really, sometimes it's hard to grasp, but it's easy to understand that it's a transfer of money, and that money is becoming more and more virtual by the second. Less of us have carry cash, but now you can take advantage of all the online transactions that are happening, and you get a percentage of it back by you using our portal and our services. Travala is the new, basically the new portal of travel, including Forever Weeks, including, not only that, it's including a Brio, which is like a luxury lifestyle at a discounted rate. And all of that is available through our new system, a new ecosystem that offers so much variety. And BU is going to keep growing. It's not going to be just limited to the 4 products that we have right now. At the beginning of next year, we're going to be having, and I'm looking for the image. I'm sorry that I couldn't put it on there. The new product that we're going to have is, is going to be, we're going to have an eye care. We're going to have a hydrating day cream and microdermabrasion. I don't know if you guys know, but daily hydrating cream means that it's going to have sunscreen, which is so important for your skin. Eye care, which is so important. I know that women, we love to make sure there's no bags and that there's no wrinkles. And the microdermabrasion is just a way to exfoliate at a deeper level your skin. And that's what we're going to be part of. Organa also announced that it's part of the IBM Trust, and I was mesmerized by this. What does this mean? What does this mean? What does this mean? It means that you can trace all of the products that Organo distributes by scanning the QRC code of the labels of each product. You can see videos of the farmers, where your product's coming from, the trajectory, where it was shipped. All of that is going to be available to you just by scanning your product. This puts us ahead of so many other companies, and it gives us transparency. It gives us honesty, because we're going to be able to see who is helping us be healthy. We're going to be able to see who was part of this product, and we can be connected to the ecosystem, from distribution, from preparation to your table. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that wonderful? I mean, I got so excited when they scanned the QRC code for our teas, and they could see all the elements, the granoderma, where the reishi came from, where the red tea came from, all of that available to you. Hello, hello. Isn't that wonderful? Yes, it is, because you are part of a company that is a hit of a company. And that was shared with us this weekend. We also saw recognition. We saw news stories, people who have different backgrounds. We saw all people from all around the world with different backgrounds. We have Dr. Patel, who we have seen on this platform. It was just wonderful to hear him and his wife share their story. But what I loved the most was to see their son celebrating their accomplishment. We saw an Organo that was embracing children, families, because that's what it's all about. It's about impacting people's lives from the inside out in every single form, from the family to the individual, and we started to see that in the recognition. We saw our new diamond, Miss Diane Solano. It was so wonderful to see her and Dylan be recognized, that she, and along with the Rakowski family, the Blue Diamonds, they're making history, because even though there's been changes in the company, they didn't focus on the distractions. They didn't focus on what was lacking. They were focusing on what they can share, on what is available. And their story reminded us that whatever we want, whatever we desire is in existence, but you have to transform yourself to become that person that can have that reality or that dream become true. And I just felt ignited, inspired to see a single mother who lives in Toronto, who has to face snowstorms, you know, but she didn't give an excuse. She decided to keep going. And in her story, 5 years in Organo, and she made it happen. And the question that we kept hearing is, where are we going to be in 5 years? Where are we going to be in 5 years? And it all depends, because like Miss Casey Nielsen said, your success will depend on two things: your belief or your work ethic. If you believe, if you have a strong belief and you have a strong belief, you're going to take action. But if you don't take action and you have belief, that means you're being lazy. And I was like, wow, that was like boom, 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 wake up, because there's evidence of success, people who are winning. And that's what we saw this week, in new stories of success. But the question is, what that kept being resonated over and over is, what are you focused on? Because whatever you focus on is what's going to happen. What attention are you giving to your intention? What are you saying to yourself? And let's make that happen. I want to stop for a second and ask yourself, what are we thinking? What are we thinking? That's the question that we need to be asking ourselves, because like Mr. Gary, he was a guest speaker, said, and Mr. Paul Caldwell also said it is, and Ms. Blanca Saturas, who did an amazing job of sharing how she surpassed the obstacles in her life. And is that God gave us the ability, or whatever you want to call it, God or the universe. I mean, my belief is that God, he gave us the capacity to think. And we can redirect our thoughts, and our thoughts are going to create a feeling, and that feeling is going to create an action, and that action is going to create a result. And that's what we recognize, people who decided to change their thinking, to shift their thinking to positivity, into what is possible, not what is going on, not letting the distraction rob them from their success story. And we also saw a new Blue Diamond from the Philippines. He was wonderful. He was in tears. His story was just so beautiful. Him and his wife creating success stories in the Philippines. And it's so exciting. You see the diamonds. The diamond ceremony is always so powerful. And what I love, that there's room for you to be there. There's room for you to be there on that stage, for your story to be the story that impacts people around the world. And just to see their smile just reminds us of what it really is to go diamond. And just a reminder that all of us are diamonds, but we just have to decide to shine. That it's our time to shine. And we saw the testimonies, not only the recognition, a lot of new leadership, new stories of success, but we also saw the transformation in weight loss. We had 11,000 pounds being lost with OGX, and we had over 20 people on stage who were different, who had more energy, who had more enthusiasm for life, who were ready to share how OGX had changed their lives. I was excited, but I was even more excited because we had a local person on stage who, I was there when he made a decision to really change his life. He decided that he could be a change, that his life, that his health was worth it. And that's why I'm so excited to share on this call for the first time on this call. I'm really excited that, that he was willing to really share his story on stage, because he lost over 101 pounds he started his weight loss in November 2017. So a year and a half later, he's 101 pounds lighter. But it's not what he lost, it's what he gained. He gained life, he gained inspiration, and he gained a good quality lifestyle. And for me, it's a great pleasure to have on this call for him to share briefly, Mr. James, if you can share briefly, what does it mean? What did it mean to be on stage? If you can share not only how you found on stage, but what your testimony, what you share in a minute, just what you shared on stage, and how did it feel to be on stage, to be able to share your transformational story? Go ahead, Mr. James, the line is yours.
Wonderful, Miss Odile. Thank you for allowing me to share my story with the general audience. I was once 349 pounds. And unbelievably, I did not think I was that big. I thought it was natural to be the way that I was and had no second thoughts about it until I start losing loved ones around me and noticed from somebody telling me one day, you really ought to sincerely look at yourself, because if you don't, you are going to join the loved one that you have lost. And so I was 349 pounds, and I began to think, now what should I do? I tried this diet, I tried that diet, I tried not eating, and I was losing the battle. And then one day, I met a lady named Jason Richardson who told me she could help. And she told me that by telling me, just join the coffee or drink this coffee. Now, when you hear that, you think, and right off the bat, oh, there's a trickery here. But she didn't stop there and said, no, not just the coffee, but we have also a ingredient in a shake that will also help you. And I started taking that shake twice a day, eating normally, and started exercising moderately. And it finally dropped down from where I was to 25, then I dropped down below that down to 300, and I dropped down. When you start losing weight, you really start getting excited. It helps you think clearly. It helps you think, boy, I was bigger than I thought I was, because you lose your clothes and you begin to lose other things. But I started taking I kept taking the shake, and I kept working at it. And today, as I was on stage talking, I told everybody I am down from where I was a little over a year and a half ago to 255 pounds. And I'm just grateful to be a part of OG. Not only is it putting money in my pocket, but it's taking help, and I feel much, much, much better.
Wow.
And, yeah. And so I was married for a number of years, 45, and lost her. And later on, 6 months later, I had a son who went up to 400 pounds and eventually lost him. Now, that's what I mean when I say I had lost loved one that was close to me. I know those who hearing this think that it's a sad story. It's more than a sad story. It was a wake-up story for me, because it's one thing to lose another one that you love, but it's another thing to lose your life. And so when I saw that, I began to say to myself, well, regardless of what other people say about me, I don't care. This weight is coming off. And I worked at it and worked at it. And eventually, like I said, I came down gradually. It was not a rush job, but it took over a year to come down. And today, I feel good. My mind is thinking. I have a position whereas I can earn a living with the OG coffee. Make a living with distribution of the shake. I can tell people that OG is a straight company. There is no type of chicanery going on. You don't have to shell out a lot of money to be part of it, but you can make a lot of money. And so I'm just grateful that I see what's going on, and I see it in my heart, I see it in my mind, and I see it through other people who tell the same story.
That's amazing, Mr. James. And how was it to be on stage? You know, your story is amazing. You know, you took something that is very painful, but you decided to take action and use that pain to transform your own life, and you can help other people not feel or go through what you've gone through. But how did it feel to be on stage with other winners, with people who stuck to their commitment, people who said, you know what, I'm going to keep my word to myself. I'm going to go and do what I said I was going to do. I'm going to be committed, and I'm going to take care of myself, because I can't help others if I don't take care of myself. And you decided that. You said, you know what, I'm going to take care of myself. I'm going to be my best version. But to be on stage, how was that feeling? What did you feel to be up there, to be recognized for your accomplishment?
Oh, it felt so good, because now I am not alone. I find that when you are doing something and you look at somebody else that was quietly doing it, and now they're noising it, making it known, hey, I'm doing the same thing you're doing. And I hear another one over there saying the same thing. And then you got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 people all yelling and screaming how good it is to be able to say, hey, I once was big, but now I'm small, but I can think straight. I don't have to worry about my shape. And I hear the audience screaming and hollering, my, you look good. And to have the television audience telling you, congratulations, you have done a marvelous job. It was not that I was ugly. It was just that people are glad to see people who are unhealthy making up their minds to want to be healthy. And so when you make up your mind and want to be healthy, that's when you find yourself in the midst of friends who want to do the same thing, but they don't want to express it. They keep it secret, but it's not a secret when you see yourself losing weight and other people telling you, you know, if you did it, I can do it. Not only can I do it, but my friends can do it. My mom, my dad, my brothers, my sisters. And not only are they doing it, but then you see that they're making money doing it. It's one thing to lose the weight, but it's another. And then on top of losing the weight, you make money losing the weight. That's what's so happy about this. You make money. The money comes in, and you trying to figure out, I'm losing weight on one end and making the dollar on the other end. So it's a great thing.
That's powerful. And something we kept hearing about that is just we're in a system that's about transforming people's life and helping people become the best version of themselves. And also something that Mr. Paul Caldwell talked about is that we're not in a system that creates wealth creation. And what does that mean? The difference between income creation and wealth creation is that income creation focuses on you getting the money, working for the money, but wealth creation is with money when money works for you. And when you have a story and you share the story, money's working for you, because you're not trying to hustle. You're just saying, hey, I look great, I'm happy, I lost to almost 2 of me, right? Because Mr. James, you lost a James, right? In weight, right? But you're gaining stories, and those stories can be monetized because you're impacting other people's life, and you get what you want when you help other people get what they want. And that's what it's all about. So I'm so excited for you. I am so thrilled that you were up there. We're all so proud of you. The whole Tampa team, the whole family, Tampa family is really excited that you were recognized there, and because you're a reminder that it's possible. And we had a lot of testimonies up there. We had our wonderful Cynthia Williams, the queen, the retail queen, sharing her story, which is phenomenal. I mean, her story is one of the most inspirational stories out there. And what I love about that story is that she found a way to be herself. She found a way to use a skill that she had, an experience, and she was able to incorporate it into Organo and use Organo in a different creative way. She's found a way to get freedom. And I just love that. And she was magically powerful on stage. We also had the Sharon family, the small family, Sharon and Miss Mia from Tampa, Florida, sharing their story, how on a part-time activities that produce results, and that's what it's all about. And that's what we kept hearing. They're earning almost 6 figures with Organo. So again, these testimonies remind you that whatever you focus on is what's going to happen. If you focus on who's not here, who stayed, you know what? You're going to lose time. You're going to lose money and something that the most precious variable that we have is time, because money comes and goes, but time is the most precious thing. I know you just said that, with your family, you lost beautiful family members, Mr. James. And you know what? All you want was more time on earth. And that's what we have. So we have to take advantage of that. And just to recap a little bit of what we heard this weekend is about asking ourselves, my inability to take action, do we attribute it to my self-doubt or to not believing enough, or is that we're not putting in the work? And we have to be honest, because the only person that can give you peace at night from realizing if you were honest or not is yourself. You are the one who has to live with your subconscious and your results. I heard this the other day, and it really, really, it shook me. There's a saying that it shakes my core. It really made me think about it. I was like, oof. Your body, it's a reflection of your will.
Yes.
Your body is a reflection of your will. Your results is a reflection of your will. So if you are not having what you want, which is there and is possible, is because you're not taking the will, you're not having the will to take action, to make that dream, that vision into reality. And that's what we kept hearing over and over. But also to feel the vision, to feel the future, see the future so that you can move and focus towards the future, not looking at the back, not looking on the side, focusing on the future. And that's going to bring the results. And you have to be yourself. You have to be authentic. You have to be yourself, because you cannot be another person. You can't copy someone else and feel good. You have to be yourself so that you can radiate positivity. Right? Granted, you have to change and you have to evolve and you have to be better. And we kept hearing over and over again from the Marta, the diamond from Hungary. You have to change. You have to listen to the outage. You have to dream bigger. But you have to be authentic to who is inside of you so that you can feel free to express your individuality, because there's no one else. You can never be someone else. And that's what Be You is all about. And it's an integration of the old and the new. You can't live in the past, but you can't only live in the future. You have to learn from the past, take what was good in the past and incorporate it to the reality. And one of the things we also have to do is have gratitude. Be grateful for all that you have, even for the upline that you have. Maybe they're not the greatest, but be grateful that you have them. And if you don't have them, be grateful. Maybe they left and that's a new space for you to fill. But living in that gratitude is what's going to manifest and give you more of that you want. And then you need to compress time. And how do we compress time? By taking action and staying focused. I have letters here, and Mr. Paul talked about this today, and his concluding remarks is that we're in point A and B, and what can take you 5 years or 2 years can be delayed 7 years just because you get distracted by the L's and the K's and the K's and the L's and the M's, and you lose time, and time is money. And distractions delay your success. And that's why this is called Success, a conversation on success. And next week, I will tell you later, because I want you to finish hearing this call, because I'm trying to do my best to compress everything that was shared in the 2 days, but what I can tell you is that it's all about reflecting. Are you going north or are you going south? Everything in life goes up or down, and that's what our guest speakers, Gary Blair shared. He shared the importance of evaluating your actions. Are they moving you forward, or are they delaying you, or are they taking you back? Are they moving you back? That's what we need to know. What are our actions? Are they moving us? Are they building us, or are they destructing us? We need to figure that out. We need to figure out what we want to be. What do we want to be remembered as? What are the 3 words that are going to characterize us when we're gone? His name is Gary Ryan Blair. Sorry, Gary Ryan Blair, correct. And he talked about that. He talked about is either compliments or compromises. Is either impressing or disappointing you. We're either living in fear or we're living in faith. We're turning on or we're turning off. So we need to evaluate every day. What are our actions doing? Are they moving us forward, or are they moving us back? Are they keeping us, are they giving attention to our intention, our purpose? Or are they distracting us from our mission? And we learn that everything we want already exists, but it's up to us to take the action and to redirect our attention to the intention. And again, we have to be grateful. Say thank you. If you were recognized, say thank you that you thought of me. If you received a pin, we received a new pin for the Star Achievers. Thank you. Even for the little things, even for the coffee that we have to say thank you, because thank you generates happiness inside. And when we're happy, people want to be with us. Don't focus on the past, who left, who stayed. Focus on who you want to become. And that transformation is going to attract other people to be part of you. And I want to share before we finish, everything counts. Just start small. Start getting addicted to the victories. You only eat an elephant a bite at a time, but start small. And make a commitment to your dreams, to your goals. Little by little. I committed myself to joining the OGX challenge. I started 3 years ago. I lost the weight. Some of the weight, I had more to lose, but you know what? I recommit. I say I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it again. And it's big pressure, but it's okay because we have everything we need to win. Organo has new OG getaways launching. The Sherman bonus is amazing. They're going to Necker Island, which is owned by Richard Branson. We have 3 qualifiers already, and we can win it too. We have everything we need to win. We just have to make a decision. We're going to have new bonuses. We're going to have new incentives, and this business is built from incentives to incentives. But we just have to make a decision that we're going to be the best version of ourselves today, starting right now. Let's not leave for tomorrow when it can be done today. And as we do it, let's be grateful. Let's be grateful that we're alive and that we're part of this historical moment of Organa, where it's transforming from this beautiful caterpillar into a beautiful butterfly that is ready to soar like never before. And before we finish our call, I have one story I'm going to share. But before I finish with the story that Mr. Paul Caldwell talked about, I want to share bring on this call a wonderful leader who is a veteran in network marketing. She's quite the person in the story. She invited Mr. James to this opportunity, and thanks to that, he's transformed his life, but she's impacted the lives of many people. It's her first time on this call, and I want her to share how does she feel after being at that event. I think that she's been in Organo for over 6 years. she's seen a lot, but she's been in the industry over 20 years. What made this event different, and what's her takeaway from this event? Miss JC, the line is yours.
All right, Miss Odile, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I just need someone who's listening from the outside to let us know if they can hear you.
Okay.
Oh, sure. Go ahead, Miss JC.
Okay, well, good. I just, after the time that I have been in Organo,
After being at an event, I think,
let me just say that, yes, I have been in the network marketing, I have been in this industry, yes, since about the 90s, and I've seen so many things happen. Some have been very good. Some have been some things that made me want to rethink if I was in the right industry. But I tell you, when I came in contact with this awesome Organo company, and having not been a coffee drinker and then turning into a coffee drinker and really embracing this concept of coffee and Ganoderma and all of that, I don't know of any other company that I've ever been in that has made me feel that I am absolutely in the right place besides Organo. I can't imagine being anywhere else. As a matter of fact, this weekend was almost like a new beginning for me. I heard so many great things. I was introduced to the ecosystem and of Organo, and for the first time, I feel like that I am not just a distributor, that I really am a distribution partner, and that sounds real good to me. So I want you to know, Ms. Odile, I am excited about the direction that this company is going in. I feel great. I still feel great. I love what I heard. I love the leadership, and I'm just ready to move forward.
And Ms. JC, you're a sapphire in the company and an extraordinary leader. What's the one takeaway you're taking from this event? Besides your relaunch and your new energy, but what is it that you're taking? What was your aha moment from this event?
Oh gosh, there were so many, but let me think. That's one aha moment, and I think I said it earlier. Just kind of being rebranded, just leaving the concept of just being a distributor. I am so much more than a distributor. And after hearing that coming from Mr. Paul today, I think it was on yesterday, that was probably the biggest takeaway that I had. I'm not just a salesperson. I'm not just a distributor. I am in business. And now I am in business with a lot of distribution partners, and I love it. That was a big takeaway for me. And that made me, if I didn't feel like I was standing tall, I really feel it now, because that takeaway really changed my way of thinking.
Wow. Thank you so much, Ms. JC. We are more than just a ID. We are part of agents that move this story, and your energy, how you impacted the life of Mr. James, and just hearing your enthusiasm is what it's all about, and why events are so important. There's so many things that I would love to share, but honestly, I can invite you to go to the OG Academy, watch the videos. There was a live BU tutorial. We got a facial. It was beautiful. We had some stories that were captured. So please go on there, listen to the story so that you can see the future, because the important thing that we kept hearing over and over again is that life is not a marathon. It's actually a sprint. We have a time is running out. I mean, it's not running out, but we have a limited time, and it's up to us if we want to accelerate our conversion rate, or we want to be there's two things you're doing: either you're converting or you're perpetuating. Conversion means changing. Perpetuating is continuing something indefinitely. And changing is the key to having a system that is always creating new life. And that's why we see it in the trees. We see in the trees that trees at the end of winter, they shed their leaves. In the fall, they shed the leaves. And in the winter, they're bare because in the spring, they bring new life. And we have to do the same. We have to change our thinking. We have to change the way we do things so that we can bring new life into our own being. And that being is going to produce new stories and is going to bring new productivity, new recognition in our business. And one of the things that Mr. Blair said yesterday is that the biggest success stories in businesses are built through referrals. Someone who trusts you. But in order for that to happen, guess what? You need to be passionate and you need to be happy with yourself. You need to be happy with yourself and you need to be happy with what you have to offer. Isn't that wonderful? And that's what it's all about. And we, there were so many stories, so many wonderful epiphanies. But the one takeaway I took from here is that I have to finish what I started. And Mr. Paul Caldwell told something this at the end that really made me, was like, boom. I mean, I heard so many things. I mean, Miss Blanca was amazing. Miss Blanca Saturo was wow. But and everyone was wow. I mean, every speaker. We had Mr. Marquez on stage. We had the New Diamonds. We had the Nielsen family. Everyone who spoke was just very, very authentic, very real, very congruent. But there was one story that made me think and change the way I thought of things. And it is that you have to have the character to finish how you started and to finish with the same energy that with what you start. And Mr. Paul Caldwell talked about the story about Mr. Michael Jordan. It wasn't that he wasn't the greatest. It's just that he conditioned his body to play basketball for 120 minutes. And he was denied the opportunity to be on the basketball team in high school. But you know what he did? He started practicing every day. And he did more than the minimum. Because you can't get extraordinary wins with the minimum. So that's why, because he was out there for 120 minutes. He was playing more than he was expected to. He became the person that everyone wanted to throw the ball to when there was only 3 seconds left. When there were 3 seconds left or 4 seconds, people knew they can trust him with the ball. But it wasn't because he was just the greatest basketball player. It was because he believed, he knew he was, but he was willing to put in the work. So that when the opportunity presented itself, he could be that person who shot the winning shot. And that's us. We need to finish our story with the same amount of enthusiasm as we decided to join Organo. We have to have that vision and the passion every single day and fight for our dreams, build our dreams like if we just got started. Every single day, we have to be full of life, like if we were shooting that shot that was going to make the difference in our whole lives and that is going to impact our ecosystem, our lifestyle forever. And that really resonated with me. How do you become great? You become great by believing in yourself and in your greatness and in your creator. But then you become great by practicing and by taking action. And so great that your actions are something that people want to copy and duplicate. And they feel inspired to be their best version of themselves. And that's why, even though Jordan was amazing, what was even more amazing was the wonderful stars that were part of the Bulls. They had Scottie Pippen, they had Dennis Rodman, Scotton, because all Kerr, who's now the coach of the Golden State, because his excellence, Michael Jordan's decision and commitment to excellence inspired other people to be their best versions of themselves. And together they had a team that won 6 championships. And that hasn't been accomplished as of yet. Back to back, 3 and 3. And that's the history. And for us to be historical, I might be wrong on the facts, so please don't get me wrong, because I remember they won 3 and then he went on a break. Michael Jordan went on a break. He came back and they won another 3. But what I do know is that we can win our own championships. We can be the winners and the champions of our lives through Organo. But we have to show up and believe in ourselves and believe in what we have in our hands and put in the work. And when we put in the work in the light, when we put in the work in the dark when no one knows, you will be recognized in the light, just like Mr. James was recognized today. And that's what I leave you today. It was an amazing event. Next week, we're going to be hearing from Mr. Paul Caldwell and this call. So make sure you're connected because you're going to be able to hear from him, his vision, his direction of the company and where we're going. I hope that you found something today that really touched your heart and that you're going to put it into action, and that we did a good job of sharing with you this wonderful weekend. And I can just tell you that the best is yet to come, and this is just the beginning of a wonderful story of championships. So with that, I thank you for being connected. Remember, it's easy, it's simple, it's Organo, and the best is yet to come. This is Odile Perez from Orlando, Florida. I hope to see you at the next Organo event. Have a wonderful evening, or on the next call. Thank you, and I can't wait to hear your story. Bye-bye.
Bye.